Ebushia breaking news about Johnny say yes, Agrada 15-year sentence now a demand no. I reduced it to 1 year, which is 12 solid months. And I caught in the HM said days I was spending in one prison in Yanano. You better deduct every 12 months, which is 1 year now a demand no. Yeah.
Joshua Kojo-Mensah. Let's get into the details of our stories. And the High Court in Amasaman has significantly reduced the 15-year prison sentence handed down to self-acclaimed prophetess Patricia Siedua, popularly known as Nana Agrada, cutting it to just 12 months. Now, Agrada sought to overturn her conviction and the 15-year custodial sentence handed down to her on the 3rd of July 2025 after she was found guilty of charlatanic advertisement and defrauding by false pretense. Now, in her appeal, she argued that the original trial was improperly conducted and that the prosecution failed to prove its case beyond reasonable doubt. She also contended that the sentence imposed was excessive. Now, let's cross over to the court where my colleague Jakum Banahene is stationed to give us the latest on this particular development. Well, Jakum Banahene is joining us from the courts in Amasaman. Banahene, thank you so much for joining us. So talk to me about the true details of how the court ended slashing that 15-year sentence to 1 year.
Sure. Joshua, thank you very much for your time this afternoon. Yes, indeed, Agrada showed up today at the Amasaman High Court. And indeed, it was all joy when sympathizers besieged the outside of the court to support the woman and his husband, Mr. Isiama. So when the court sat on the case, according to the judge, a lot happened at the court today, and it was all joyful. He said, fine, Agrada was asked to serve 15 years imprisonment, but by defrauding people by false pretense. But when the judge sat on the case today, he reduced the sentence to 1 year imprisonment. But in the calendar, meaning Agrada has already served 5 years imprisonment as remand, and so she's only having 4 to 5 months to serve. And so, in fact, the lawyer came out and he was expressing joy about the sentence, about the judge. So, in fact, things were very good today at the court, and everybody was, expressing his view on the sentence. But 2 persons also showed up in the court today, and then they also testify what Agrada has done to them. In fact, they said Agrada has taken money from them, trying to double it by false pretense, and the judge directed Agrada to go and serve these 5 months imprisonment and come back and compensate these people who testified, these 2 persons who testified in court today. So Agrada is currently going to serve a 1 year sentence at the court and come back and compensate these people whom she defrauded by false pretense. Joshua.
Clarity to this matter. So the court reduced the sentence from 15 years to 1 year. We know she's been in custody for a couple of months. So does that mean, from what you gathered from the court, that will be subtracted from the 1 year sentence that she has to serve?
Yes, Joshua, since Agrada has already served 5 months imprisonment, so they need to deduct that 5 months from the 1 year. So currently she's serving 5 months, another 5 months imprisonment, making it 1 year.
Okay.
So in fact, all the supporters besieged the court premises to say thank you to the judge, and things were going on very smoothly. But also people don't also understand the sentence, so they are asking, are they going to compensate the other people whom Agrada has allegedly defrauded by false pretense or not? But only 2 persons showed up that indeed Agrada, in fact, they testified that Agrada has taken such amount of money from them.
Right.
And before that, the court directed her to go and serve the sentence and come back and pay that money as compensation to these victims, Joshua.
Very well. Now, Banahene, before you go, talk to me about the demeanor, because we see her videos, we see excerpts of those videos, and some indicate when she was entering the court. But after all was said and done, what was the demeanor of Patricia Siedua?
Very well. Joshua, when Agrada came out from the court, her demeanor was very quiet. In fact, the mood is very bad. But looking at his husband, Mr. Isiama, he's of all joy. I mean, he is very happy, including some movie actors who were supporting Agrada. They all came out with joy because their mother and their sister have been given 4 to 5 months imprisonment since she has already served the 5 months imprisonment already. So Joshua, in fact, the husband was in a good, mood, but the woman herself is not in a good mood because maybe this is her first time sentence imprisonment.
Right.
Now, in fact, Amasaman Court. In fact, there were a lot of media men who came to witness the sentence or the final judgment ruling. So we are waiting for the proceedings at the court right now, Joshua.
Very well. But did her lawyer speak to the media after all was said and done today?
Yes, the lawyer said, according to, after we engaged his lawyer by name, Mr. Brafo Asari, he said that, in fact, for the fact that the woman or his client has defrauded some amount of money from some people, that doesn't mean that the judge should, give, continue with the 15-year sentence. But because if you do that, they are not making justice to his client, and so they have a dialogue at the court, and in fact they were, drawing issue how things should go. But Joshua. Meaning, if she has to spend 15 years in imprisonment,
right,
that means every 500 million that she took from people is 1.5 year imprisonment. So with that,
thank you.
Combine all the
right. Manahene, thank you so much for the updates from the Amasaman High Court. But what we do know is that the judge has reduced the sentence of Patricia Siedua, popularly known as Nana Agrada, from 15 years to 1 year. She served a couple of months already, so she would serve the remaining of those months, and then she would be a free woman, according to the judgment from the court today. But a lot of you have also been reacting to this particular announcement.
On the 21st last month, and Agrada Muko PMO Amasaman High Court. Efana appeal no and the lawyer ne be chechemu the reason why appeal no delay ono no chemu say omonsa kan the record of appeal no from the circuit court ya jeli Agrada no 15 years no yes na pages be a nisa document no mo any pen drive account no omenhu until they were able to recover those pages na ayira from the record of appeal no but pen drive inside na man tehwe until omo hia sa document no e de ama attorney general na attorney general so e de the response abromo anasa omo de court na judge no ahwemu yie na wa pass the final judgment ba utie lawyer ni ye o say attorney general no omo anya response bia letter bia from them and omo so omo delay appeal no enti na ene no omo pass the final judgment the engineer nenko tie ni lawyer no ni o kan ye on the 21st last month
the mo be say court ni say court no e ma ne break akra na address no on famra yes so ya dwen ye say appeal ne ba ya che. But most of the time, they were challenged with the court below. That is circuit court in the judgment. But their record of appeal, but pages below money. It's a call back. I'm going to correct it in my mind. The debate has you a pen drive and a association and the Sako copy. And my attorney general. Tine Huni said, and Casa de Yaba Hatchin. And then the San Commercial Dome de Bani Huni said, the request for additional time is just to further delay the case. And the court national said 5th of February 2026 ordinary judgment name attorney general no wakwanya say so person of filing the written addresses na ekwan ohoman so no so da file to mo file a judge no behwe do matro no ahwe enso ade ono ankasa so stage docket no the independent judgment name something unfortunate that happened last time about court
so here no should we blame the attorney general and say ono one year na said here one check omo record of appeal no say ni omudi bae no e famra kwan so and say e famra kwan so. That is the question out there. Now as of for now omo say oh nyankopo yi a kire omo say Agrada ye be yi no ye nyina ye nim dada ye nim relationship any affiliation was handsome same way ho it is all about until now because nyankopo yi a kire say Agrada ye be yi na what about Atai and the rest omo so se mo be shem kom efa ni amanya information won say we dey can ne can dey e be possible na you know what mo dey fa hype na se ba ne say mo ba be shebi na backfire na Ghana for etwa mo chi a na mo buefu je busia wo so betima cha wadwen under the comment section.